Hello there. My name is Leaf. I am a computer game and software developer from Canada, and this is the first time that I've uh, shown off something like this where I have like a camera and like a preview of a game. This idea is something that I've wanted to work on for a long time. These are two genres that I really enjoy, platforming games and sandbox games. I was like, why don't I combine those worlds? So that's kind of what I've thought of here and what I've put together. Let me show you how this works. So as you can see, this is a third person perspective. I can move around and jump just like how you would in like a platform, 3D platformer, right? But of course, you can see I have a little cursor there with a picture of a block, a grass block, and that is being controlled with the controller, my PS5 controller here, and this is being done with the gyro. Uh, so it's almost like you're pointing a laser pointer at the screen, so you can see like I'm moving it like that. This means that you can point anywhere on the screen and then build on top of it. So uh, and also, in addition, you can build in lines. You can do it doesn't have to just be one block at a time. Uh, you can click and kind of make a streak of blocks. And also, you're gonna see here too, it's not just cubes. It is various forms of different shapes of blocks that you can do. And if I scroll down here, you get uh, different kinds. So, I mean, of course, this is a kind of a rudimentary demo, so I only have uh, so many blocks here. I just have stairs, slopes, and like a cube. But of course, if I was going to take this further, I would add all sorts of stuff. I would add like tubes, like cylindrical shapes. I would add spheres or ladders, of course, that kind of thing. So pretty much anything that you would see in like a platform game, uh, I would add as a block. You might have noticed I have a paint tool here in addition to like my erase, so I can just show the erase real quick. Yeah, so just gets rid of a block, right? So let me put that back. One thing that's kind of an uncommon feature, I think, with voxel type games is that you can actually just replace the blocks by using this paint tool. So you see what I'm doing here? So if I want this to be, for example, bricks, I could just make them into bricks like that. Just replace it, kind of like a voxel editor, more than a game even. So I'm kind of bridging the gap between an editor and an actual game. Um, I'm not going fully in either direction, but I think that it's kind of a fun mix. If you look right, of course, uh, a lot of voxel games and things will list all of the block types and all of the materials in just one big list. Uh, I'm trying to make it nice and sorted, right? So you have uh, these things in kind of sections, and you can, you know, collapse the sections if you want. Like if you only want to look at slopes, you can look at slopes. And also, of course, you can select individual materials as well. So it becomes a lot easier to pick the exact kind of block that you want. And also, you can rotate the blocks in place. So I'm doing that with the left and right arrow keys. So, whoops, just put a streak down by accident. All right. So as far as the character goes, this white white blob guy that you see, of course, if this was an actual game, a fully fledged game, I would not make it just everybody's just a white blob. I would do kind of a system kind of like Mii's on the Wii, right? So you'd have different hair types and color, like skin colors and maybe like clothing options, like default things. But I think for right now, it at least demonstrates like kind of the style and the proportions of the way the characters would be, kind of like a mannequin, right? All right, so you may notice that I don't have any like tree materials here, like you might see in Minecraft, like logs or leaves, and that's because I plan to make uh, trees and plants and props and things like that, like objects in the world, like even like chests and things like that, item storage. I plan to make those full meshes rather than like blocky objects like how it's done in a lot of voxel games. Because I want this game to not look blocky. Like it's made of blocks, but it's not blocky, right? Like it looks more presentable and natural, organic, right? So let me explain a little bit about the history of what I'm doing here, at least like my personal history with it. Um, so I had this older project that I worked on, and I called it Bitfielder. It was a 2D, pretty much a 2D version of what you're looking at right now. I can throw up footage of it as I talk about it here. Um, it was basically pretty much the same idea, but just in 2D, and it didn't work as well, just because like it had like this like two-layer system where it's like you place blocks on the front and the back layer, and it was kind of confusing. And I thought 3D would be a little bit more intuitive and also just more fun. I would just like to cover one last thing, and that's multiplayer, which I think people would be curious to know what the deal would be with that. I would like to add it, but it would take time. I have done it before. That old 2D version of the game does have multiplayer implemented, but yeah, of course, it takes time. So um, I would need to further develop. As far as where to go with this beyond what you're already seeing on screen, um, I would like to get a bit of feedback, a bit of public feedback, right? Just because I want to see what the kind of response is to this. Okay, well, that's the end of what I have to show, at least for now. I would like to work on this more. Stay tuned for updates. I guess you can subscribe if you want. The more feedback you give, the more you engage, the more I will be encouraged to continue working on this. I guess I will see you for a potential next time. And yeah, see ya.